What's up, kids? I'm back again, Blackie Black Metal and Roscoe P. Coltrane. Mr. Roscoe P. Coltrane, you get in the book too. You get in it too. You get in it too. Mr. Roscoe P. Coltrane. He wants to be in it, so I'm gonna let him. Anyway, come here, Ross. Blackie Black Metal, back again with Roscoe P. Coltrane. My faithful dog companion here. Anyway, I'm back from one hell of a black metal power nap. Got a lot of energy now. Sleepy as hell on my David Cross video, and just my luck, it's not uploading. It's great. So one of the videos I get to have made on the free time that I have, my day off, is not uploading to YouTube. That's always good that we're able to waste a good 30 minutes of time, especially when you don't have 30 minutes to waste. It's great stuff. But I'm back again anyway. I did early on this really horrible video when I first was doing corpse paint to start with, and it kept, my corpse paint was bad and everything, but I was explaining the whole deal. So a lot of people at work are seeing my videos now, and there was a kid who was all like, well, no, man, what is that? That's Kiss. What is it? No, this is my corpse paint. I just kind of, did a little basic kind of design here. But this is my little look that I'm going to do, Blackie Black Metal. But anyway, the corpse paint deal, more or less, was started by Venom, with their black metal album and the spikes and all. They started doing it. It wasn't something that they were, basically trying to make signature black metal or trying to make synonymous with black metal, or the look or the aesthetic. It just happened that way. A lot of people were inspired by what that album did, and needless to say, look at it now. It's a whole entire genre into itself. But I mean, there's been many genres since then: death metal, power metal, and all the many subgenres we see today. But anyway, the corpse paint thing is just part of black metal in the aesthetic that it represents the dead, more or less, or the undead. Basically, the whole part of the black metal deal is the I guess the incarnation of death. That's what the singers or the bands are representing, the dead or the evil undead or whatnot. Usually bands kind of take the Kiss thing and they do the blood spitting and all the crazy stuff that usually comes with any band that, Alice Cooper, like, forget just Venom, but I mean, like, the face paint thing has been a tradition in basically metal since the beginning, since before it was even subcategorized into all these things. But Venom just made the whole black metal deal famous. But anyway, the corpse paint thing is one of my favorite things about black metal, just because it's such a bold aesthetic. It's such a signature and bold aesthetic at that. It's something like, for people to see what I'm doing, more or less. Of course, the fans and people who are into it are gonna know automatically, like, what's up with that, like what the whole deal is with it. I've again and again since starting to make videos had to explain it, but I decided to go and redo my whole explanation of the corpse paint video now. So just because I did a really good job on this particular day too, it came out really nice. I know I'm really rocking kind of a Ace Frehley style hairdo wig here, but that's what I just felt like looked the best, as a metalhead. In college I had dreads, so my whole metal look was a lot different. It was a lot more. I guess the dread thing was really in the early 2000s. Even Danny Filth or Crayla Filth had the dreads for a little bit. Dreads got the dude from In Flames ended up doing dreads for a while too. Then if he doesn't still have dreads, I hadn't got into In Flames in a while since they changed up too. But anyway, it's just my whole black metal look here just happens to be an Ace Frehley hairdo. Along with a kit. My corpse paint is like, I tried to do like obviously a variation on the Immortal. At least I don't know much about Immortal. I've started listening to them kind of from the suggestion of one of my Twitter followers. Shout out to Natalia Murder on Twitter. Put me on to Immortal. They are an excellent black metal band. I didn't know much about, but their first album is fucking awesome. What is the name? I forget the name of it, but anyway, as a black metal fan, I definitely encourage all you who haven't heard any Immortal to get into some Immortal. Immortal's pretty good. But I kind of saw like I did a whole search on black metal corpse paint and different people's corpse paint. I've always liked Shagrath from Dimmu Borgir, even though that's not but it's clearly a variation on black metal corpse paint. His shit is like with the the chin part there and the paint on the lips, but I just kind of did my own little thing with it. But anyway, the corpse paint deal is like I was saying, just a bold aesthetic that comes with black metal, signature black metal. You know what it is when you see it, and I've always loved it. I like how it looks on film too, or video, just because it look, obviously look at that, like it's just such an interesting look, like obviously everybody kind of likes that whole the black and white face aesthetic thing. That's why the Crow thing got really big for a little bit. What was that movie where they were joking about it, how like all the dudes who were trying to get some go to Halloween parties dressed as a crow. Like, I mean, just because it's sexy, it really is. It's quite the look. I mean, a lot of people must think so. I'm not calling it. People always like to back me in a corner after I say stuff like I just came up with the rule on it or whatever. I'm just repeating what people say, It just happens to be true. I did not call it. I didn't come up with it. I didn't come up with the concept of it. It just happens to be true. There's nothing I can do about it. But anyway, corpse paint is definitely, to me, essential. I know Venom said more or less that a band can be black metal without corpse paint. They are indeed black metal, and they're not a corpse paint band. They just did that whole thing for that particular album. If you really go and look at Venom after there, like Venom's just a straight up like speed metal band. But anyway, the corpse paint deal with me is I kind of, as you can see, I've done videos without it, but I always like to do videos with it, partly just because I've always been the type to do the boldest thing possible. I know that it's put me in a position a lot of times in life where I was maybe on the outskirts of civilization, so to speak, but to hell with it. Like, that's what you do. That's what metal is about. It's not about doing what everybody else would do. It's about doing what you feel is right in your soul or in your heart. So I will continue to bring the corpse paint in. I got a lot of some of these younger kids are something else with this categorization thing, like over categorizing the metal, and like to the point of where they're making calls that are inaccurate, like completely. And it's just like, it's crazy that MTV is not a source for informative things anymore. That's a lot of the problem, is that they're getting all their information from these online encyclopedias that are more opinion than fact. So they really need to it's not even their fault. we got to get this some of this old school like news programming back as far as music information goes. I used to love MTV News and the way that it covered everything. If you can remember, MTV News covered music and bands that they may or may not have even played videos for on the channel. I learned, well, actually, I stumbled upon like death metal bands just through MTV reports sometimes, just because they were mentioned, just because what Kurt Loder and Tabitha Soren had to say about them was just so sick that I went, seeked out this band and ended up discovering Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, that kind of shit. And I, obviously I was in the death metal age, so I, discovered black metal after death metal. Just because that was of my time was more death metal, was Cryptopsy. What's another good? Cataclysm. Like I love that, all that good late 80s, early 90s death metal. But anyway, I really am not been on a metal kick this week. I've been kind of more like, I've been listening to crazy stuff, like just Ace of Base and just Swedish pop stuff. I really have to admit it. And country music, shit like that. What was I listening to? Some Conway Twitty earlier today, but it was the shit though. I don't even care. What was it? I Can See the Want in Your Eyes. That old school joint. That was Conway Twitty's the shit, man. I don't care what anybody says. But I guess I'll stumble upon some metal or something and wax some metal this weekend. Just because I just hadn't been on a metal kick. Like I know some of you metalheads who are like musicians totally got to feel me. Because sometimes you just get to a point where you just want to hear some music, Like you get metaled out. And it's kind of one of those things like a truly intelligent person can't listen to the same exact type of music all the time. I mean, you can't. It gets to a point where you have to kind of, do something different. But anyway, once I get off my ABBA Ace of Base kick or whatever I'm on here, I'll start on some metal. I didn't want to do an Ace of Base video quite yet. I just really wasn't on them. Like I just kind of jumping in and out a lot of different music. But I will do a Ace of Base video. Ace of Base was a huge part of my childhood. When that thing happened in 94 with The Sign, like I was all about them. Ace of Base was one of my favorite things ever. I basically discovered Euro dance through just that group, and then it went on to the whole 90s I loved Night at the Roxbury soundtrack. Don't get me started. Don't even get me started. The Molly Shannon. Anyway, you got Molly Shannon. That was a Molly Shannon sketch thing from Saturday Night Live, old school. Like it's hilarious. Don't even get me started. Comedian lady. Look it up. Funny shit. Anyway, I'll be hitting you guys back later this weekend with some black metal shit. Maybe I might go ahead and do that Ace of Base video. I just might. But anyway, you guys rock on. I'm gonna creep on into the evening here, and I should be back onto some black metal here next time you guys see me. Take them easy, kids. And you teen moms, you stay out of trouble out there getting loose. You kids are so cute.